constantly dressed to the nines, are never caught out of full glam, party and socialise? A housewife, of course. If your initial reaction wasn't as such, I don't blame you. That description reflects more of a model, socialite, or someone with a whole lot of time and money. However, the glitz and glamour appear to be an everyday occurrence for the women of Melbourne in the addictive reality TV series, The Real Housewives of Melbourne. Welcome to the 2019 TED Talk Forum, Things Are Not Always As They Seem. This year's focus, which centres around this idiom, segues perfectly into the deceptive tendencies of reality TV. This genre has taken over our screens over the last 50 years, but is now far from what the name suggests. This is why it is vital that audiences are cautious when indulging in reality TV shows such as The Real Housewives of Melbourne, as accepting the representations of gender perpetuated through stereotypes can lead to a skewed perception of reality as well as false expectations of women. The success of not only The Real Housewives of Melbourne, but the housewives themselves has been extraordinary. The first Australian instalment in the predominantly American-based franchise has given a much anticipated insight into the most glamorous wives down under. Although these women make it crystal clear that they are more than just homemakers, the way in which they presented on TV positions audiences to link their success to two simple things: beauty and their husbands. Now, I'm not trying to say that the Melbourne housewives gained all of the success based on looks and their choice of man, but rather that TV producers and writers have made it clear in the show that looks and success apparently go hand in hand. The season 1 promo, which debuted back in 2014, exemplifies this. Each of the housewives are introduced through a series of wide and close-up shots which emphasise their immaculate outfits and picture-perfect hair and makeup. The women are also positioned in the centre of the foreground, which accompanied by words which simultaneously reflect who they are in their own right and undermine them by the following labels. Take Gina Liano, for example. In this clip, a panning shot shows her waltzing down court stairs in a ball gown, high heels and makeup, and accompanied by the words criminal barrister. In her own right, Gina is in fact a barrister. However, this is overshadowed by the following label of glamazon. Captions such as these convey the cultural assumption that in order to be successful as a woman, you must be beautiful. Another housewife, Andrea Moss, is positioned in a similar light. Again, she's dressed to the nines and is firstly recognised in the close-up shot as a businesswoman, surrounded by assistants and phones. However, seeing as a woman in the show could never be recognised by her own skills and talents, she is then referred to as surgeon's wife, in a mid-shot that pictures her walking away from her identity as a businesswoman and privileging the image of nothing but her husband's wife. By addressing Andrea as the surgeon's wife after she is introduced as a businesswoman, the audience is left with the lasting impression that wealthy women are defined by their husband. This positions viewers to again accept that women are unable to achieve anything in their own right, instead giving into the belief that she is only a woman in business due to her husband's career. The glamorization and emphasis on physical appearance positions viewers to accept a reality where only the picture-perfect housewife has any chance of success beyond the home, and that their looks and partners increase this. An article entitled Stereotyped Women in Reality TV by Samantha Swantek in 2014 stated that the Real Housewives display women as dependent upon a man and or their own outer beauty to bring them success and stability in life. It is undoubtedly clear that reality TV represents women's success as being confined to beauty and a man, and that is where the root of danger of reality TV begins to grow. If we accept at face value the manufactured notion that a woman cannot gain success alone without the makeup and a millionaire husband, we risk holding women to a high and impossible standard when it comes to leading an accomplished life. If women weren't already drowning in gender stereotypes, The Real Housewives of Melbourne certainly opened the floodgate. The reality series presents a very narrow view on wealthy socialite women by presenting them as shallow, vain, and materialistic. The housewives are constantly costumed in expensive designer outfits, immaculately presented to the world, but more importantly, to the cameras. Take a look at this promotional poster for Zika 2. Not a single woman in this poster has a hair out of place. But of course, would you expect anything less from a housewife? From the stilettos to the designer luggage, the Melbourne housewives are perpetuated to be consumed by materialism and physical appearance. The long shot flaunts the women's picture-perfect bodies and showcases their feminine attire. In the background of the image, a plane is pictured, which reinforces the luxurious lifestyle sought after by the housewives. There's even irony in the title, as real is far from the lives these housewives lead. The expectation placed on housewives to look perfect 24/7 is near impossible, and the reinforcement of this stereotype on TV sets up an unrealistic image of what a housewife should look like, rather than the reality, which is far from the photoshopped image you see before you. In an interview in 2014, Gina described her appearance saying, "Looking good is very important to me, as you can see," as she gestured proudly to a skin-tight, cleavage-bearing mini dress. The promo image, along with Gina's comment, reinforces the stereotypical image a woman is expected to fit, a burden few men in reality TV are faced with. This unrealistic portrayal of women's physical beauty in shows such as the Real Housewives of Melbourne can be dangerous, as viewers, especially those of a younger demographic, will eventually begin to accept that appearances and beauty are highly valued. This places an unfair expectation on women's physical appearance. Swantek alludes to the danger of accepting the representations of women and their appearance at face value when she states, "We're supposed to believe that these shows are indicative of real life, with overriding messages that focus on the illusion of perfection. She's thin, sexy, and flawless, and in reality, she's been augmentated." However, few people realise the extent to which reality shows are fabricated, as producers and editors only show you what they want us to see. This can lead audiences to accept what they are presented with as some indication of the truth, which is dangerous as shows like The Real Housewives present narrow views of wealthy, successful women. Whilst the occasional episode or two can prove as an escape from the mundanity of life, we must take caution when enjoying